Hi Pisces. So this is the second time that I am actually taping this. I taped it once and I just had an issue with the audio, and I've been working on it for the last 2 hours and could not fix it. And so I just decided on a do-over because I really wanted to get this message out to you. So the first card that I drew was Connected Spirit, Truth of Life, Me, and Memory. Then Spirit told me to pull two more for you. So I pulled the Gift and then Abundant Tree of Life. Those two came out. And the last card I pulled was from, which deck was it? It was from, not from the Karma deck. It was from the Soul's Truth. I wanted a Soul's Truth card for you to get a question and something for us to think about at the end. But we'll get to that. I'm just going to leave it sitting here and we can get to that one here in a little bit. We'll get to that Soul's Truth. And after I had shuffled, I turned around at the bottom of the deck. We had, let me see if you can see here. Let me put it somewhere where you can see. We have Liberated Child, Hope and Freedom. It says Hope and Freedom, Lighten Your Heart, and Possibility. And with that, I started here. And this card here, let's start with Connected Spirit, because that's the first card I pulled. And this is from the Oracle of Great Mystics guidebook. I'm going to be using the Oracle of Great Mystics. You can see I actually set this deck here, but you can see that this is the Oracle of Great Mystics, and I love this deck. I think it's such a pretty deck. And so I'm going to move these and set these here for now so that you can see. I'll move my stones, but yeah. So anyways, the center card that we came out, which is the center of your, that's the center of your reading, your oracle reading today. And it's the Lovers. And I feel like you have, I feel a few things here. I feel like you've connected to your higher self. So your masculine and feminine, right? You see a masculine and a feminine here. And I feel like you've balanced out your masculine and feminine. And not only have you, because you've balanced out your masculine and feminine, I feel like you have additional life coming in. And it's so, you have additional, not life, you have not just life, you have additional connections coming in. So you have, and this, like I said, this reminds me of the Lovers. That's the first thing I thought about. So I thought, I'm thinking some of you out there may be connecting with your divine counterpart. And this is all happening because you have Liberated Child here. See, like this, she's hope and freedom. Like it's like you've set, somehow you've connected and you've healed your inner child and set that child free inside you, which is now opening up your gifts, your spiritual gifts, and maybe not just spiritual gifts, but it's opening up your earthly gifts also. So it's opening up your abundance. And the Tree of Life, I see it like the Wheel of Fortune, and I feel like it's turning in your favor. And this card says, the Abundant Tree of Life says, shade those beneath you, inner strength and knowledge. And that's the thing, even with the Wheel of Fortune, when you do right, the Wheel of Fortune turns in your favor when you do right, and karma is in your favor, right? And so you balance things out and abundance starts to flow to you. And this can only happen, right, once you're connected to spirit. And I just love that all of these came out together for you. This is such a spiritual reading for you because you have done the work to heal your inner child. When you talk to a 7-year-old, they'll just about tell you anything that they're thinking, right? They are uninhibited and just speak the truth. And I feel like because now you are, you've lightened your heart, you're speaking your truth, your truth is bringing out your gifts and has caused you to align yourself so that you can align connections outside of you, because you had to align yourself first, and now your gifts are all in place. And I feel like this is absolutely insane, because you have not just spiritual gifts, but you have earthly gifts in abundance that are coming to you. And abundance doesn't only mean money, but I see that also. So let's start with connected spirit, and I'm going to read that to you. So connected spirit reads, we're going to read connected spirit first. Connected spirit reads, okay, touch of life memory. By learning about me, you connect us. Through that connection, we interact, and the unknown possibility before you becomes known, the good and the bad. So isn't that crazy? Like when you align yourself, when you align your feminine and your masculine, that's exactly it. You align your light and your shadow self. Memory and connection dance between us on an endless tapestry of fate in life. And that tapestry will cradle you with the hope of understanding you. Give others that same opportunity to rock and comfort you. And be willing to experience mutual healing. Yeah, because now that you're healed, like you've done your healing, you can let other people into your connection to comfort you. Because before you did the work to heal that inner child, you couldn't trust, right? You had to trust and believe, because when you start to trust, you can bring abundance in. Through these connections to other spirits and lives, your enlightened mind should hope to know the world throughout all of its history. I don't know. I just heard like you're going to tap into past life stuff. That you're going to be tapping into or if you haven't already, some of your past lives. You'll be tapping into who you were if you haven't already, and that's going to bring in more gifts for you. With knowledge and connection, you free your higher self, bearing your mind to a triumph over ignorance, and ignorance that would threaten to break the connection you and others have. Triumph over ignorance. Okay, yeah. And ignorance that would threaten to break the connection to you and others have made. Yeah, because they say ignorance is bliss, but ignorance can sometimes be our downfall also. Sometimes in ignorance we live in fear and distrust or lack, right? Instead of abundance, and we find ourselves messing up our connections because we're projecting. Okay, remember. Search within, conjuring up the image of a moment near to you when you were near to someone else. Remember the emotion, feel that emotion, weep or smile. In memory we find ourselves, in ourselves we find connection. In connection we know each other, know each other, for before yourself you should find strength in those you call friends and family that you love. That's exactly it. In yourself, we find ourselves, and in ourselves we find connection, right? So you connect to your higher self. In connection, we know each other, because once you connect to yourself, you realize that you are no different than the other before you, right? The other person that stands before you. And once you realize that, you are no longer trying to take control of everything anymore, right? So you're able to let things just be what they are. And with your discernment at that point, because you know yourself, you've connected to both your light and your shadow, you're able to call in those that you can call friends and family and those you love. I love this. I want to talk about the gift next. Let's find the gift. Oh yeah, when I was reading this, exactly. Guess what, Pisces? I realized that this card was an extra card that the writer has in the deck. And this card is you, the gift. It's also that your gifts are coming in, but this is you. You are the gift, because remember here it says, shade those beneath you, inner strength and knowledge. Because you've done all the work, because you've healed your inner child, you are now able to be a gift to others and shade them beneath you. And so I just feel like this is beautiful. And the reason I feel like you have so many beautiful gifts coming in is because this card seems a little chaotic, right? But you see many different colors here. And I think it's almost, there might be a color here for each of the chakras. And it's an infinite, I don't know if you see here in the center, there's like an infinite hole, like I would call it the black hole. There's an infinite space. So your gifts are infinite, and you have, I don't know. I can definitely say through here that you have many gifts that you're being called. Spirit is calling you to use to help others. So you're going to be granted many gifts. So you're going to have to use discernment. And it's wonderful that you're without healing your child and without being free, right? From all that has happened in your past, from freeing yourself from all the hurts and the pain, you wouldn't be able to receive your gifts and then be able to use it for others, let alone connect and balance out yourself, for your own inner being, your yin and your yang, your light and your dark, your masculine and your feminine, however you want to call it. It's so ironic to me that this card, because nowhere in the deck does it say to even pull this card. It's just, this is the gift. Like, you are the gift. This is the gift that keeps on giving. You are the gift that keeps on giving. Absolutely beautiful. Let's read the Abundant Tree of Life. I just had to come back and read this, do this over, because I was so sad that I felt like someone out there needed to hear this. It almost makes me, I'm very emotional about this. Okay, Abundant Tree of Life. Shade those beneath you, inner strength and knowledge. Trees have long held a place in minds of the witches and mystics of history who seek knowledge and a higher form of self. Trees are old and reaching, somehow always the same, yet ever changing. Hold the image of a great tree before you, whether a redwood reaching for the sky, or a stretching oak or drooping willow. See the face of the primal tree which was there before you and may well outlive you, and think of all it's seen. And this little small passage here, there's a little bit more to read, but that small passage here makes me think of you, and maybe that's why I needed to come read this today, because I needed to do this again. It's because somebody needs to hear this, because there's somebody out there that's been working hard on themselves, right? And you've been doing all the work, but somehow maybe you're not there yet. Like, you're there, like you're this close, you're right there, and you don't see it all yet. And maybe you've been looking for confirmation because you're getting weary, right? That you've been doing all this work, but there's no work left to do. It's just divine timing right now, because I see all this here, the dove, the gifts, the connected spirit of the tree of life. These are all your spirit guides, your spirit realm coming together to actually manifest some things for you here on earth. The roots reach far and dig deep, drawing life from ancient and unseen places, as you must draw strength and lore from deep in your past and from the obscured parts of the world. Its leaves and foliage are plain at a glance, but multicolored upon closer inspection, birthing flowers and fruits and nests of all manner of creature and critter. At the heart of the tree lies a solid purpose, as in you. There lies purpose at the heart of your actions. Drawing life and knowledge from the world around you. First, meditate on what you know you can change. Determine how you can share that meditation with others, using your mind as the tree uses its lush boughs and branches. Last, like its bark and sap, feel the life flowing from the bottommost root to the topmost tree. Feel how, like the cycle of the seasons, those leaves die and fall, yet the tree remains to grow and renew yourself. To grow and renew yourself, you must change. And yeah, so I feel like you've gone through this major transformation. Everything looks the same. You feel like it all looks the same. You know how you look at a tree and it grows, and one year it's 5 feet, maybe the next year it's 7 feet. We have an almond tree that grew. I've been where I'm at for 12 years, and it went from being such a baby. I don't know when it got so big, but it's just grown. But to me, it just never looked different. But if I look and I take a picture from the first day that we planted it to today, there's been such great change. So this is a reminder also to you to celebrate the small wins. Take note of those victories and those small changes that you're making and those small wins that you have, because it's so easy to get caught up in the mundane of doing all the work, right? Like, we're doing all the work to get to this abundant tree of life, to tap into our gifts, to our spirituality, to balance ourselves, right? To tap in and heal our inner child so we can feel free again. And sometimes we miss enjoying and being present. So I think that definitely one of the things you want to do is ground and be present every day. Whether that's through meditation, whatever works for you, grounding your feet on the ground outside, whatever it is that you need to do. And to get here, where you are now, Pisces, you had to do a lot of changing. And life is a continuous cycle of change. We change every day. We change. We don't stay the same. If you're not there's a saying, if you're not changing, if you're not growing, you're dying, right? So you have to change. You may not see the process as the tree seems unchanged year after year, but look with hindsight and a long memory. You will see the changes. You will see how the life the world has given you, the abundance of knowledge you have given back, has made you into a stronger and kinder soul. Yeah, I just love this, because this is you being called by Spirit to use your gifts wisely, to make sure that you're giving back. And it's especially important for us, right? It's so beautiful that you've not only aligned yourself, but tapped back in and healed your inner child, because without healing your inner child, sometimes it's hard to want to give back, especially when you've been in hermit mode and closed yourself off. But if you've done that, now you're being called, because you've aligned and you have discernment, you're being called to shade those beneath you. Give them the knowledge, your inner strength and your knowledge. You're being, I don't know what that is for you. For everyone it's different what that knowledge is. But everyone's purpose here on earth is, part of it is to share something, a gift that they have. There's something, maybe it's something that you've been through. Maybe it's a talent that you have. You're an artist, you're a musician, you write poetry, you write books, I don't know. But whatever it is, there's something that you have that can help others. Maybe you're a healer. And so a little bit at a time, you will tap to your gifts. And there, I feel for a lot of you, there are spiritual gifts coming in. Healing gifts. Trees are healing. Do you know that an almond tree, just sitting under an almond tree, the leaves of an almond tree they're so calming that they can help to lower your blood pressure. I'm just putting that out there. You can put leaves in ancient old times. In some cultures, they use almond leaves to lower blood pressure by putting them at the bottom of their feet, in their shoe. So the last card I had pulled was, I decided I pulled from this deck, Soul Truth and Self-Awareness deck from Brienne Honey. And the card I pulled was, where am I called to use my voice right now? And when I pulled this card, Pisces, it was just like, it just pulled together, because that's the question you need to be asking yourself as you align and your gifts are coming in and it's time for you to share your gifts. Where are you being called to use your voice right now? That card was perfect. Spirit was right on. This is time to start thinking about that. You have a soul script. On the other side of this, it says, you have a soul script that was written to be spoken. Your story matters, and it's time for you to share it with the world. Yes, Pisces. Today's soul action is share your story with at least one person today. Be brave and speak your truth. Your voice will be a catalyst for healing in others. That's it. That's part of your gift. You're being called to share your story and heal others. And even if it's just one person, doesn't have to be the masses. And if you don't mind, you can drop me a comment down below and let me know, where are you being called to use your voice right now? And then take action and do that. Do that. Spirit is calling on you. This is a beautiful reading. Other than the abundant tree of life, where I see some material abundance, that material abundance is going to come with you sharing your abundance with others to heal others. So where are you being called to use your voice right now? All right, Pisces, that concludes the reading for today, and I am sending you love and light.